What's up, bitches and niggas? It's Questionable Reality, and we're back on the LunchBox. You like the way that started off?
Yeah.
I think that was pretty decent. I think this time I'm gonna be starting on the podcast.
Clean as fuck.
But we got a new little setup. You know what I'm saying? We brought it out into the more open space. We had it in the condensed extra room, but we're in the open space today. You know what I'm saying? But we got Rylan Oz. You guys seen his face here before. Artist from New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hit this joint real quick, bro. He wants to get us demonetized off rip, but we're literally here just to chat today. You feel me? We're gonna talk about music, of course, guys. You know what I mean? But I just want to talk about some shit that's going on in life. You know what I'm saying? We got crazy shit going on in politics. We got crazy shit going on within the music industry. We got a whole bunch of crazy shit going on. So we're finna hop into it. But yeah, today is Thursday, March 20th. Oh, you feel me? It's almost the end of the month.
Wow.
The month's flown by, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
The month has flown by.
Shout out to my mom. She got a birthday tomorrow.
She does,
you know
bro?
What I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, shout out your moms, bro. Mama Rylan, happy early birthday. You
March
feel me?
21st, 76. Love you, mama.
How old is she turning, bro? Off no, you feel me?
No.
We're not trying to get federal with the mamas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. I don't even know
Is she getting old?
I don't know. Not like, I don't think she like getting old. This is
mom,
all on record, too. Hold up.
She's going to see it. It's nothing but love, mama.
Yeah,
Rylan.
it's nothing
you
but
feel
love.
Me? It's
and I ain't going to tell them how old you are either. I love
shit.
you, mama.
Gatekeeping.
Yeah.
No, I feel it. My mom, she just turned fucking like 44, bro. You feel me? She's like in her mid 40s now. She's like starting to, I guess, 40s are hitting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everybody's kind of going through these ups and downs right now, you know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out shit in life. But that's my mom's 44, bro.
Yeah, for real. I mean, shit. It's crazy how I feel like a lot of my generation.
I think she's 44. Yo, mama, if you're not 44, I love you, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Real shit, but I think you're 44.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's crazy because I was thinking about, I feel like my generation, our parents, like a lot of our parents were young, like really young. I mean, I don't know if that's an overgeneralization.
Shit, my mom had me when she was like 17 years old.
Yeah, no, I'm saying my mama had me when she was 22.
Type shit.
Yeah,
still early as hell, bro.
It's still young, right?
You still
there.
got to see the process of her growing up and shit.
Yeah,
But I
crazy.
see the eye roll, bro. They'll hit the eye.
No, you have no idea. I can't even imagine. Their life was crazy. Yeah, my
For sure,
mom's
bro.
life was insane. But
And it was a little bit different too, like I guess for my mom's generation, because she grew up in like 1980s. You feel me? So like the mid 80s, like literally. So if you guys have seen any movies about the mid 80s, like that time was a little bit more lawless. Like the internet and shit was just now like really becoming like a thing, I guess. You feel me? I don't really even know too much because I'm a fucking 2002 baby.
shit,
But-
all this shit was getting put out.
Yeah, but she lived in the country, you know what I'm saying? Like Southern Maryland, growing up down there. So there wasn't like a lot for her, I guess, and her friends to do besides like, bullshit. Yeah, as what I ended up doing when I grew up, you know, down there as well. So it's like, you know what I mean? I can understand the craziness and shit that was going on in her life. You know, I can relate to it. I can be like, it's not like, what were you doing, mom? It's fuck. There was nothing else really to do, in our area besides fuck shit. So
Yeah.
from the stories like I heard from her, she grew up like riding horses and shit because like it's Southern Maryland, like that was her thing, like jumping horses, horse barrel jumping.
Damn.
Yeah, she was like a tomboy. She was a big tomboy,
Yeah.
riding dirt bikes and shit. Like when because they used to live on a big farm, a quote unquote farm. There wasn't animals and shit, but it was like a farmhouse. That's the correct term.
Yeah.
But she used to ride her dirt bike like up to the school bus stop and like park it there just because it's like a super long farmhouse driveway. You know what I mean? So that was like her shit every day. You know what I mean? So
that's
like,
hard as fuck though.
she was a little pimping, but definitely as I guess time went on, I don't know. I guess I gotta actually, me and her got some more shit to talk about, but just as time went on, like I was saying, just that area, you get your friends and then you grow up and then you start, your mind starts expanding. So, just a whole bunch of crazy shit.
For real. Yeah. Nah. I mean, yeah, life is crazy like that. It's honestly pretty wild.
No cap, but we're sitting here smoking some ganja, bro. You feel me? So, Rylan Oz, bro. I know you fuck with the gas pack, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, man. I mean, this is kind of new. So I did break my sobriety But a few.
You were
months
sober
back.
off of weed too?
I was sober off of everything. Yeah, except for nicotine.
Let's talk about that a little bit. So let's go
Yeah.
into your sobriety
Yeah,
stint.
yeah.
What was like
I mean, okay, so check.
from the start? Like, was it hard? Obviously, I'm not asking it like a dickhead, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, it's interesting because even before I like got completely sober, it was like steps because I had like 4 years of heavy substance use, and then at a point, I like found somebody who was precious to me, and it came a point where it was like, all right, if I can't just not give a fuck anymore and keep doing shit. And so that's when I actually was like, all right, I'm gonna actually try
to like cut this bullshit out.
Yeah. So that's when I just stepped.
So it was somebody else that kind of like flipped your brain.
Yeah, and it wasn't even, it was something that I already kind of wanted to get into, and it was kind of like the final motivator of like, all right, like I have a lot of signs, and like obviously everything is a sign that you need to stop at a certain point.
For sure.
But like, it was just a point of just like, damn, like I really can't.
So was like your substance abuse
relationship?
That's what I was about to ask. Like, was it damaging the relationship?
Hell yeah. I mean, I couldn't have a stable relationship with damn near anybody. That wasn't. So it was difficult in a certain sense. But then so I stopped using hard substance, and I definitely fucked up a lot. It was not something that was like, oh yeah, I just stopped using hard substance. And it was.
When you mean fuck up, would you like relapse?
Yeah, I definitely would relapse. And it was especially being in an environment where it was definitely very easy to do so. It was definitely like.
But that's another big thing too that I hear from like a lot of people that deal with substance abuse and then getting over it is exactly what you're saying.
I mean, it is, and it's especially hard when it's with people you love. You know what I'm saying? Like people you care about, and it's like because you don't want to have to think, like like these people are hurting you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to like think that because it's like nah, like, and it's like
you're like, oh, these are my friends, these are my people.
Nah,
this is
but
my.
In all reality, we all engage in activities that hurt ourselves.
For sure.
And so in that sense, like passively, we do hurt each other. So, but it's like realizing that. And
to kind of butt in a little bit, you feel me? Because I agree with what you're saying 100%. Like once all that's figured out and shit, and you have like your own aligned, thoughts, paths, you got your own routine and shit. Basically, like getting your own life together is only like then when you're able to like provide, some type of positive impact or positive like situation to somebody else's life or what they're doing. You know what I mean? Other than that, it's like you're just kind of like a drag. You know what I mean?
I mean, it changed a lot, man. I mean, what's interesting is like though, like because when I quit, I kind of thought, oh, like now I'm better. Like now I'm not
still
who
a lot more work.
Yeah, bro. But I didn't really realize the full scale of how like lost I was.
Yeah.
Like and how much like I was. It was wild, it was crazy. So like I don't know, it was a whole journey coming back, and I was still like very, very absent from like the present. It was very, very hard for me to sit still. It was so hard for me to read. Like I couldn't do shit, because I was just like I couldn't sit still ever.
Because your comfort zone used to be in
the substance. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what inspired. That was my inspiration almost. Damn. It took a very big a portion of my life. So, and then coming into, like, eventually I got into a point where I stopped using hard substance, but I started drinking a lot.
Okay.
I was drinking a lot more, and I was blacking out and all sorts of shit, man.
You care if I pull up this Modelo time?
Yeah, you good, man. Do your thing.
That's y'all are gonna clip that and be like, yo, this fool's talking about is like, man, I used to have such a heart, and then I'm like, well, let me get my beer real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, continue.
So, it was like I started drinking a lot, and it was a moment where it was like the person I was with, and even my steppops and my moms, and they was like, "Yo, maybe you should stop." you know, I don't know if that's a forever thing or what, but maybe you should like not, you know, maybe you should go to rehab.
So did you actually try rehab? Like this, was that something that you tried?
I did. I went to rehab.
Did it work?
I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because for what I needed in rehab, I feel like it worked very well. What I really needed was I needed resources to be able to deal with my mind and adjusting to reality and being able to, you know,
I can
also mourn a lot of shit and have grief, have room for grief. Because it was also like, man, I like literally just like, I said fuck you to grief for 4 straight years, and then all that shit, and even now like is still, I have pieces of that like blurred.
Nah, real shit, and I can
shit resurfacing.
I kind of feel this is gonna get a little bit like you saw if I put my hand on.
Yeah.
But nah, bro, like I feel the same way, and I understand what you're saying, and not in the same instance of what you're talking about, like going through, you know, your exact story. But like right now, it's like, you know, I'm just coming to like a realization. It's like, you know, it's kind of like basically like all these things you're talking about is like basically just realizing like you gotta put you first, and there's things that are in step that you gotta do to put you first. You feel me? And to better yourself in these situations, you feel me? So it's like
hells yeah.
And I don't know if that's like 100% of exactly what you're trying to say, but like that's like kind of what I'm feeling and relating it to. Because right now it's like, man, you know, I'm currently like, and I keep it real with you guys on the podcast, you know, I love y'all, but like I'm currently like in a rebuilding, like just trying to kind of refigure out a lot of things, you know what I mean? Because it's like I've been out in LA for the past since I've been 19, you know, I came out here, I started driving over here when I was 19. I turned 20 years old on the road. It took me like 2 weeks to get to LA. You feel me? I took my time driving, stopped. You guys know the story. Actually, if you don't, we're going to get into a crazy, crazy story time about that. Yeah. But yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm 22 now. I'm going to be 23 this upcoming September. So it's like, ooh, you feel me?
Yeah.
A lot of thought is just going into like, you know, where my time and energy has been put while I've been down here. And it's like, I'm so happy that I started the podcast. I'm so happy that I did a lot of the things that I've done. But it's like, you know, just like how you're saying, like self-reflection and shit, like even, you know, listening to your pops, listening to these people telling you got to go do this. It's like, you know, you got to listen to yourself too, you know, because yourself is telling you that at the same time.
I mean,
like,
you know, I mean, that was the crazy part though, is I think it was a moment of really just admitting, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah,
like, and because to me, I spent so much time being like, bro, like, I really don't give a fuck about anybody's opinion. Like, I'll do whatever I want to do, and it's going to get me exactly where I want to get.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it was like, and for it, that works in certain instances. That energy is still like a thing, but it's like having that energy 100% of the time
is what's really gonna make
me over, bro. You know, and
is what's gonna make it or break it.
Yeah, right, because it's like taking like, and I was not, you know, had no humility, you know, in the sense of just like I didn't think that shit mattered. You know what I'm saying? Of just, and it just took me out of even like seeing reality. You know, of like what was actually going on. Everything was complex.
Nah, real shit. Like, and it's like, you know, to bring it to not disregard to what you're saying, to feed into what you're saying as well, and to also jump back. Like that's exactly where I'm at. It's like, you know, having that realization for myself. It's like, you know, there's steps and there's things that I should have done, you know what I mean, when I first came down here, and there's paths and shit that I should have, but there's no shoulda, coulda, woulda, you know what I mean? It's just about understanding, you know, where you went wrong, you know what I mean, and fixing your, you know, fixing where you messed up. Yeah. Just keeping it real, you know, fixing where you messed up. So it's like I kind of see that I messed up in a lot of areas. Not like I said, not saying the podcast, not saying you know, but there's a lot of things that, you know, I should have been doing that, you know, now that I'm having to backpedal and do. So it's like, you know, I'm getting to that realization, and I'm happy about it. You feel me? I'm happy it's happening now rather than later. You feel me? So there's a lot of great things that are coming for the podcast and for Lunch and Media and for, you know, my production company.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, you feel me? But it's like, you know, there's a lot of other sidebar shit that I do have to accomplish, you guys. So, yeah, you know, that's just where I'm at in my life right now. So I definitely can feel you.
Mm-hmm. No, that's good, man. That's good. I feel that, you know, it's been an interesting time out here in LA, man.
For sure, man. No cap. It's like, you know, this is probably the hardest. And I'm gonna be dead ass serious. Like, you know, claps up to the people that, you know, have been in LA for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like this has been the hardest I've been working for the past 4 years. And I've always been a crazy hard worker. But it's like, you know, if anybody knows me, it's like to keep, you know, my shit. It's like, you know, it takes a lot. You feel me? It definitely takes a lot. So, you know, kudos to everybody out there busting their ass. You know what I mean?
For real.
And yeah, you know, and this shit, you know, like that's one thing too. It's like, if I were like, you know, man, this podcast is going to end up paying all the bills and shit. And I just were, man, like, there's a lot more that goes into it, is what I'm saying, guys. It's like, you know, not just hopping on filming podcasts. Like, man, you got to go to work. You gotta do a lot of shit. You
double, triple life, quadruple life.
No cap.
Sometimes it gets deep.
It does. But to speak about even more deeper shit, we got a lot of political shit going on too, y'all. You feel me? So Trump, what's going on? So I know you. I know you and your political posting. I see it on your Instagram stories all the time. So how do you feel about this whole border situation, bro? Because this is something that I see that you're talking about a lot, you know, just the immigrant situation as well, with people,
you know,
being deported.
When it comes to social media, I feel like for me, I usually...
What is your personal thoughts, though?
Like, when it comes to all that shit, I want to address that, you know, real quick. Anybody who does watch my social media, I really do use it as like a news, a news outlet thing, you know? So it's just like a lot of times it's like there's just information that's not getting shared that I don't really see people sharing. So I share that shit because I feel like if anybody on my following doesn't know about shit going on, then they should be educated on current events. You know, but you know, I don't know what people
I'm happy
see.
To see it too.
I don't know what people see on their feed or not, so I just do it because I'm just like, it's either that or content.
I mean, our feeds are tailored to whatever we like watch the longest we like. So it's like, you know, if you're not viewing that type of shit, it's like, you know.
I mean, yeah, I know people who don't see that kind of shit. I know people who see the most, you know, a different shit. Everybody sees different shit, you know? So it's just like, and to assume that everybody sees, like, is seeing what I'm seeing on my feed, I feel like it's kind of ignorant.
For sure.
So, but, yeah.
But I watch. I be peeping.
Hey, word. Bet. People who's conscious of what they seeing is a beautiful thing. I feel like with this whole...
I'm into that type of shit, bro. You know, I feel like, you know, if we have social media and shit, like, it's cool. We could post funny videos. We could post... I do love it for the promotion of music and everything like that. Cool. Boom. Perfect marketing solution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get back to what I was saying, like, that's a big reason why I think the fucking social media, it's news, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, if you're just rotting your brain with funny videos and shit, it's like, you're kind of wasting social media. It's like, you can connect with all these people all over the world and get all this shit done, obtain all this information.
It can be very resourceful, you know, if it's put into real time. That's the thing.
You just have to be conscious while you're using it. Like,
exactly.
Dude, that's why I have to delete Instagram like 4,000 times out of the week, because as soon as I post or as soon as I answer like a business question back on Instagram or tap in with somebody about the podcast, I just catch myself scrolling, bro, because that shit's addictive as fuck.
I mean, but that's also, it's kind of crazy too, because I mean, if you look at the algorithms and stuff, like they want like interaction all through in and out, you know, and it's like there's different things. I don't know. Social media is a funny thing because it's kind of like you really do have to like, you know, you have to play the parts you don't like and the parts that you do like, you know.
What do you think about TikTok Marketplace and TikTok, or TikTok Shop, not TikTok? I was just
TikTok
mixed up Facebook Marketplace.
To be honest, I don't go on TikTok Shop. I don't really yeah.
I guess my question is, what do you think about the opportunities on TikTok Shop? Have you heard or seen anything about that? Because I'm kind of a little bit versed in that.
That's my thing is I'm an old school cat. You know, I still go to the CD store. Oh my God. Like when I get my clothes, like I go in store. Like it's very, very rare that I order something
type shit
online
type shit.
unless it's a book that I can't find anywhere. And I read books, bro.
That's good though.
Yeah, you
That's
know,
good.
which is like a good thing, you know.
And I feel that vibe coming off you a little bit. Like when you get older, bro, like Rylan, he's gonna have just like all white, long ass hair. He's gonna be like, bro, yeah, dude, definitely selling acid or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some glasses that aren't even prescription. They just look prescription.
They're gonna be like it's gonna be swagger, bro. You know, like that grandma swagger, but on some cool shit. I'll pop up a picture right here of somebody that
I want my little staff too, my little walking cane, so when I walk around, I could just flick it around and shit.
On some cool shit, but inside the inside the cane, it's a motherfucking sword.
Yeah, I'm fried, exactly. Freaking Kisuke Urahara. What's good? Hold up, I want to address that immigrant thing, man.
Oh yeah, bro. We did just kind of hop around.
I want to let them know.
So yeah, what are you thinking about this? Is this a big deal or not a big deal?
Oh man, I feel like, yeah, it's a big deal, but it's just, I feel like it's so fucking funky because it's like, it feels really weird to me because it's like.
And I'm going to let you know as you're speaking, you're teaching me about this because I am not too versed.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm not necessarily versed. I've just been updated with kind of like what's like certain things going on. I don't really know about too much about bills and stuff. I see bills here. Yeah. We're still looking into stuff, but essentially like, I mean, I think it's a weird, desperate, I feel like it's a weird, desperate, like, thing, like, that Trump is doing right now. I feel like it's kind of like a desperate thing, and in a weird way.
Why is that?
The reason I feel like it's desperate is because it's just, like, I mean, like, I feel like everything has like all these like reasons to it. Like there's a whole money issue behind it that's definitely being pushed about it. Like, oh yeah, immigrants taking all the money from this country.
Because the one thing that I did know about, and this isn't even something that I just looked up, but the one and only thing that I do know about that kind of ties into money is about all of the quote unquote illegal immigrants that got brought over here due to it being a voting situation or like a voting, like they wanted to sign so they could put in a ballot or something like that. That's literally the only thing that I heard was but I don't know that. Don't take any information from here like it's solid. But
no, that's wild.
That's what I heard.
I haven't heard about that. I mean, there's probably a whole list of reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
But then again, we're seeing shit like this. It's like Trump's deported fewer people than Biden a year ago. So it's like, you know, as of right now, I guess, you know.
Which is but yeah, it's like this is what's interesting about it, man. Is because I think it's interesting what the media is choosing to push, and it's like also looking at the bills getting passed behind the curtains right now that aren't being showcased is a pretty big deal because a lot of these, there are bills like still sitting and waiting to take away our rights. And that could be like, bruh, that could be super, super critical because then we this immigrant situation is going on and the community's doing,
I feel like now it's like I feel like I gotta look like into this more, bro.
Yeah, I mean it is a whole thing going on, bro. I mean it was one
because I'm always told
you
like,
go
man,
to certain
leave
streets,
politics
bro.
Alone, bro. It's like,
I haven't been here in LA for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But it's like once that bill got pushed and that shit started.
What bill?
Not the bill, but the fucking agenda, man. Once ICE got sent out. To retrieve people, you know what I'm saying?
We're talking about the immigrant situation, guys, when ICE was sent in large quantities to go retrieve illegal immigrants. So that's what we're talking about right now. And
political jargon is not specialty right now. Like, so this is gonna be like this.
This is like riffing and chopped.
Yeah, for real. So but like I think after that, I remember going down some streets. Like you would see the street. Like in a busy ass street, you see people popping on that street every time you go in, and then it's just gone empty.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of a trip to me because it's like, I mean, I know not all of these people got deported. but like
motherfuckers left.
But motherfuckers, I mean, people are they're just inside. Like you don't really know what's like going on and it's not like a thing where people can just be like, oh yeah, like you can't talk about that shit.
No, it's like a secret.
Yeah, bro, the dead ass is, bro.
I mean, if not, your ass is getting deported.
Anybody who want to be an Agent Smith can get your ass.
Yep. No
Agent
cap.
Smith is a real concept.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, they did. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, but the fucking I think I think, man, like, you know, because it's also crazy too. It's also a crazy thing too, because I feel like, I mean, to me, immigrants are not the problem. I think it's funny to see, like.
Ooh, I have a good one to bring up too now, since this just also popped up when I looked up Trump and the border situation. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
So, I think immigrants aren't the problem. I think it's funny how America tries to point the fingers at everybody else. You know what I'm saying? When in reality, it's just like, okay, like I've heard the complaint that, oh yeah, all these people are coming in from all these different nations and stuff like that to make America's profit and then run it back to their nations. And so we see all these foreign restaurants and stuff like that in these foreign places or whatever, you know, set up, but all that money is getting taken out of America. So it's creating an economy problem because that money isn't getting circulated back and the economy, inflation and shit. Yeah. So yes.
So I mean, we can even, because this, I can't even really talk about it too much, because I guess that's why I really don't know, and they're gonna eat me up in the comments. But I guess this is why these tariffs are getting put into place. We're putting these tariffs on other things because we want. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of it's like stipulations and stuff, but you know, it's kind of. And this is where it's kind of like.
This is why I want to get a little bit more well versed, and actually, this is very smart to get well versed on what's going on politically in our country, guys.
It's important, bro, because then it's like when you find out like why homie just moved into a fucking mansion or other homie just disappeared. Like sometimes that shit is why it happened. Like for real. Like
shout out. It's like, no, let me stop.
Yeah, no, for real, because I've been reading this book, 1984. This just crazy book.
Wait, what's that about?
Man, it's about a dystopian society, but like
I feel like I've heard of that book before. 1980.
You should check it out.
Wait. Is it
George Orwell?
It has like a blue cover with like a car burned down in the front. No. Forget about it.
Wait, it might. I don't know how many editions or different types of covers there are for the book. Like the book I got is 84.
84. I really feel like I heard of that book.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's about a dystopian society, and it's pretty much follows this guy, you know, through a day in the life, you know. But I don't want to give it away.
All right, y'all, we back. So that's gonna wrap up this podcast for today. We got a little something short and sweet for you. We got into politics. We got into a little bit of life stories. We got into personal shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it in the Lunchbox. We get deep. Yeah, we get deep in this bitch. You feel me? But Rylan, I fuck with you. You guys know his ads popped up above his head. You know where to find him. Yeah, it's right there, bro. We popped it up. Little bing, bing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you guys know where to find him. Go check out his music. We got a brand new music video dropping very soon. We're in the process of shooting it as we speak. We got some scene shot. We got the shit. We got it cooking. You feel me? What else? We got a video with Junkie Bands. Pop that up right there. You guys go check that shit out. Yeah, shout out Junkie Bands, man. Great artist. And then what else? Oh yeah, and then I got another video with Junkie Bands dropping. All that footage is sent to the editor, so you guys will be seeing that very soon. I can't put a date on it yet. But yeah, you feel me? We got one music video out. We got one coming super soon with Rylan. We're still in the process of shooting, so that's going to be a little bit more down the line. And then we got a video coming in like the next couple weeks. But
let's go.
Yeah. Rylan, I was about to fuck with you, bro. Is there anything you want to shout out before you leave here?
Man, man, everybody in the queue, keep doing your thing. Everybody, you know, keep doing your thing, do your best, and make sure to share the love, show the love.
That part.
We need love.
We need the love. Everybody needs love. All right, and last but not least, Diggy, you are Juice Universe. We out of here.
Let's go.
Deuces.